Hey guys, I'm back with another video. I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about this Wizards Heat game. I know I haven't posted a video in a while, and especially not a basketball video, like a game review. The Wizards played the Heat tonight, and they lost, unfortunately, 91 to 88. Of course, I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about a win. I haven't been on here in a while. The last game I talked to you guys about was probably a loss. I don't know, but yeah, I want to talk to you guys about a win, but unfortunately, it didn't happen tonight. The Wizards lost tonight to the Heat, and of course, I got to come to you with stats. So, Josh Richardson had 3 points. He had 2 assists and 2 rebounds in 36 minutes. It definitely felt like he was out there longer than that, and that he had more points than that. Justice Winslow had 10 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist. Hassan Whiteside had 22 points, 1 assist, and 16 freaking rebounds. Like, Hassan Whiteside is like a beast on the board. Like, he's always coming over there and ripping down, grabbing rebounds and dunking on people and having putbacks and everything like that. He's literally a beast. He's probably averaging I think he's averaging like 20 rebounds a game. He's freaking he's such a monster. Like, he would be a godsend for any team. Like, he's so great in his role. When he's out there doing this thing though, and you realize he's not on your team, it does make you just want to punch him. But yeah, he's doing this thing out there for the Heat this season. Goran Dragic had 6 points, he had 7 assists, and he had 5 rebounds. So Goran wasn't really scoring like that tonight, but he definitely had a good amount of rebounds and assists. So he was impacting the game still. Dion Waiters had 13 points, and he had 3 big threes, 3 key shots to help the the Heat take this win. He shot. Dang. Okay, sorry guys. I'm watching this Denver versus Pelicans game right now. I'm kind of peeking over, but yeah. So he had 3 key threes to help keep them in the game, although they really didn't need any help being kept in the game. James Johnson had 20 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 5 rebounds in his 31 minutes of play tonight. Justice Winslow only played 18 minutes. He got pulled out of the first quarter within probably like 2 or 3 minutes. 2 minutes he got pulled out, and they put in James Johnson because Markieff had scored on him twice, twice back to back. He's actually one of the smaller. He was playing power forward tonight. I always knew him as like a 2/3, but he was playing power forward tonight, and so yeah, he got snatched out pretty early because he couldn't handle Keith because he's kind of small to be a power forward. He's pretty big or decent size. Tyler Johnson had 7 points. He had 5 rebounds and 3 assists. It felt like Tyler Johnson had more points than that because he was just so hard to contain tonight. Like, really hard to contain. He's a tough cover. He has really good handles. Like, it just looks like it's impossible to strip this guy. Like, you can't strip him and stuff like that. So it's like, dang, bro, like you can't even get like steals and stuff off of him. He has really good handles. When Ellington 4 points, 3 rebounds. Kelly Olynyk came out. He got booed. Duh, of course. 5 points, 4 rebounds. Bam Adebayo, 1.1 rebound. I don't. What's Bam's real name? But anyway, yeah. So that was Heat statistics. Otto Porter for the Wizards came out. He had 12 points. He had 3 rebounds, couple key free throws, couple good shots when we needed them. Keith Morris was out there, 7 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists in 24 minutes. So his minutes have been, going up. They've been improving during the season after his sports hernia surgery. Gortat came out. They hit 11 points, but also he had 13 rebounds, which is good because he had Hassan Whiteside on him most of the night. And to be able to grab, a good amount of boards and still be effective on the glass was good, even though it wasn't like offensive rebounds as much as I wanted them to be. Bradley Beal started out with a really poor shooting night. but ended the night with 26 points and 10 rebounds, 4 assists. So he had a double-double tonight and definitely was taking over some of the duties and assisting and stuff, and definitely with rebound. And Bradley Beal rebounds really well. He doesn't rebound like, some guys come out there and rebounds is more like they're slapping the ball in the next direction. He actually grabs the rebounds and makes sure that he has them. So he rebounds really well. Um, he was really effective tonight. He played for 40 minutes. His minutes got extended in the fourth quarter because, usually they take a rest at the end of the third and come back in the middle of the fourth. But his minutes got extended because he was on fire. Like, he shot 22 points, and he made 22 points in the second half of the game. Definitely helped keep the Wizards in the game. The Wizards had a 25-point deficit in the game. 25-point deficit. I guess I should have mentioned that first. But Wizards had a 25-point deficit in the game. And they scored 29 points in the whole first half of the game. So the whole first half of the game, they scored 29 points. They had 17 points in the first half, 17 points in the first quarter, and 12 in the second quarter. So only 12 points in the second quarter. But Bradley Beal came out there and really pushed and really helped keep us in the game. He was really active on the board. He wanted those rebounds, and you could tell he wanted those rebounds more than anybody else. John Wall came out there. He had 8 points. He had 8 assists and 3 rebounds. So it was a really rough night for Wall. He was shooting, missing a lot of his shots, but he had like fluid, and he was sick last week, so he got IVs and everything like that in his body, and he ended up collecting fluid in his knee. So his knee was really stiff. He couldn't move his knee. Probably really shouldn't have played tonight's game, but like I said, I'm a big John Wall fan. I'm still a big John Wall fan, and even when he has poor nights, like I've seen John Wall only shoot 4 points. Tonight he was held scoreless for the whole first 80% of the 80% of the game. He scored his 8 points in the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, so he didn't score that whole entire time. He didn't score. So but he still had 8 assists. He still had 3 rebounds. So he was still effective during the game. And during poor shooting nights or good shooting nights, I'm still a John Wall fan. Still love and support him. That whole Wolf Wall thing. And, I mean, Wolf Wall could still turn out to be of course, turn out to be a great season. But I just didn't appreciate the out of character play this season. Anyways, Kelly Oubre came out there. He had 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. So even though he only had 4 points, he was out there for 25 minutes, and he was definitely really, really active on defense. Like on the defensive end, he was very, very active. Like you really couldn't ask for anything more, especially with that when him and Jason Smith, I forgot who it was it Tyler Johnson? Or it was Goran Dragic. They trapped at the end, so he couldn't shoot. Like he had some really big defensive plays, really big defensive moments and stops in the game. Like even when he's not effective offensively, he's very effective defensively, and I really prefer him being offensive. I really prefer him being effective defensively because we have scorers, we have people that's going to come out there and shoot the ball and shoot well and make their shots, but we don't really have those players that are really, really fierce on the defensive end and can come out there and impact the game in that way. He definitely leads the second unit. He definitely lights a fire in them, comes out there, puts a spark, puts a lot of energy. He's a player that I actually really enjoy watching play. Like, even when he's not effective offensively, like certain players when they're not effective offensively, they kind of disappear. That's not him. And I really actually enjoy watching him. Like, I really enjoy when he scores, but I really, really enjoy watching him defensively. So, Tim Frazier came out there. He played 14 minutes. He had 5 rebounds, 1 assist. He had no points, but he was also very effective on the defensive end. Jody Meeks had 9 points. Like he made his 3 free throws and a 3-pointer. So he came out there and he really impacted the game during the fourth quarter. Really kept us in there with 6 quick points. Kept us in the game. Mike Scott had a buzzer beater at the end of the first quarter to make it 17 points that we scored in the first quarter because originally it was just at 15 and we were barely doing anything. Man, I'm sorry. The game is distracting me. Jan Mahimi came out there with 2 points and 2 rebounds in his 8 minutes of play. And yes, they finally put Jason Smith in the game. I was like, I love Jason Smith. Jason Smith was in the game. He played for just under 10 minutes. He had 1 rebound. He had 5 points in his 10 minutes of play. He came out there and injected so much energy into the game. He kept us in there with his, some defensive plays that he had, and mostly with the offensive stuff. Only problem that I had with Jason Smith for the night was the fact that he gave up those 3-point looks. Like, he had some good looks at the basket, and he hesitated and drove and stuff like that. So I was just like, oh man, I didn't really like that. I thought he was gonna shoot those 3-pointers that he started really making last season. I know he's always been the mid-range GOAT, but last season he started making a lot of his 3-pointers. He was shooting like 40-something% from three. So I didn't like that he didn't take his 3-point shots. Yeah, so Jason Smith doesn't play as much because everybody knows Jason Smith doesn't play as much because Jan Mahimi's contract is $64 million over 4 years, and Jason Smith's contract is $16 million over 4 years. So Jan Mahimi is supposed to be the primary backup big to Marcin Gortat, and so that's why he gets most of the minutes. But Jan Mahimi has not been effective this season, so I really feel like Jason Smith needs to get his minutes because, interesting fact, before the Wizards game on Saturday, Chris Miller, CSM reporter, for the Wizards, he mentioned that the Wizards are 14-2 last season when Jason Smith gets 20 minutes or more in the game. So 14-2. If those stats don't jump out at you, if those stats don't make you feel like you have to play Jason Smith more, I don't know what will. So Coach Scott Brooks was saying, I'm talking so fast, but Coach Scott Brooks was saying that he loses sleep at night not playing Jason Smith. But it's really a business decision because they feel like they have to play Jan because they're paying him more. And if they don't, the owners are basically like, if we don't play him, we're basically paying him $16 million a year to sit on the bench. So, man, so definitely, sorry. Oh, man. But anyway, so definitely it's a business decision. It's not like we see who's more effective in the game. Anyways, so yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say tonight for game stats and stuff like that. But yeah, Heat played really well tonight. They played really well, really hard, and played together. They played for each other. They played great. They ended up pulling out a win tonight. The Wizards probably could have taken this one had they not let themselves dig themselves into that hole, a 25-point deficit. Um, yeah, they definitely could have won this game tonight. I really, really feel like they could have, especially with Bradley Beal had a good look at the three. But he panicked. He kind of like hesitated and panicked, thinking that he's like, oh wow, I'm mad open, and he kind of just drove to the basket, ended up missing the shot. The shot rimmed out, and then ended up fouling Justice Winslow right after that, which is crazy. And there was like a moment there where I felt like Otto could have got the steal and shot it and had the freaking shot to tie the game. But unfortunately, we lost by 3. We put ourselves in a hole we had to dig ourselves out of. And a lot of times you put yourself in a hole, you have to dig yourself out. By the time you do dig yourself out of the hole, you're so tired that you can't get all the way out of you can't ever come back to win the game. A lot of times when you dig yourself into those type of holes and put yourself in that kind of deficit. So Bradley Beal definitely had a look. I guess his feet actually really weren't set, so that's probably why he tried to drive. I feel like he should have squared up in the air. But it's something that he took it. You could see he was emotional after that. Like, they had to pick him up, and he looked very upset while Justice Winslow was shooting his free throws and stuff like that. But the Wizards could have taken this game easily had they not put themselves in that hole and came out as playing as hard on the defensive end as they did in the second half as they did in the first half, and not letting their offense affect their defense, instead letting their defense letting their whatever. Yeah, instead they should have let their defense make up for the fact that they weren't shooting great offensively. So anyways, have a great night. I'll be back with more Wizard videos, and peace guys. It's your girl Denise.